Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Miss Mo. And so I'm making this video because I don't know, I just feel like making a video. I feel like talking while I make this salad for dinner, and I just wanted to talk about jobs and work and just that type of relationship that we constantly have with our employers. And what kind of brought this on was the fact that today I kind of had, work wasn't bad. Like nobody bothered me, but I felt sad today. I felt sad at work, and I work remotely. I work for, I think I mentioned this in another video, but I work for a social justice nonprofit. And social justice work is already kind of sad in itself, because the reason why we exist is to stop other people from hurting other people. So that means that there must be some type of hurt to exist for us to even exist. But so besides social justice work being exhausting, just working in, like, what I'm starting to realize is that maybe working in a 9-to-5 space, it really just doesn't fit me. Like, it's so draining to be at my job, and I'm kind of getting that feeling, the feeling that you get when you're about to break up with somebody, and you're about to say, it's not you, it's me. That's the feeling that I'm getting with my job. Like, we gonna have to break up. Like, I can't fake the funk anymore. I'm just not feeling it. And then it's using a relationship analogy. It's like, I don't want to hop to have another like employer. I really just want to explore and be free. And I'm trying to figure out, how do I explore and be free and still make money? Because again, the 9-to-5 life is not, I'm not even gonna say the 9-to-5 life is not for me, because what I want to do, and I've mentioned this in other videos, in a video that I talked about me finally graduating, what I want to be doing. And one thing is to work on my nonprofit, and I have been doing work on it, but something is holding me back. And I was thinking about that over this past weekend, like, what is holding me back from really going full throttle with this thing? And I think it really comes down to just a fear of failure. Every time I think about doing stuff with this nonprofit, like, something creeps up in the back of my mind, like, oh, this person would do it like this, or this is how other people are doing it, or like, you're not acting like how people should be acting if they're running a business. Like, extremely confident, like, just seem like they have everything figured out. And I keep thinking about people who's at that stage in their business where they've been doing it for so long that the only option is to be confident. I'm not thinking about the people when they're at their beginning stage of starting their business. And yeah, some people, they can be confident at that beginning stage, but um, sometimes that's not always the case. I need to practice more grace with myself, but um, so like that's why I say that I'm not necessarily trying to say like F the 9 to 5 life, because I kind of want to work a 9 to 5 job, but the reality is that I just want to be my own boss. And the thing that made me sad about my job today, again, it wasn't because it was induced by anything, like nobody bothered me. It was merely the fact that there was no excitement. There was no, like, my curiosity is fleeting, you know, like I'm not surprising myself. I'm not pushing my limit, and not necessarily to exhaustion, but pushing my limit to have a wow factor. Like, wow, I can't believe I did that shit. Like, I was really on top of that shit. Like, I want to say that about what I'm doing. And it's just like at this time, I log on to my computer and in a way I could be doing some amazing stuff, but it's like the excitement is kind of gone. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm in a work funk, and I think I just feel like I'm in a work funk, and I have to get out of it, and I'm trying to, and I feel like I've been in this work funk since I started working for this place, for this social justice nonprofit, at least a year and a half, and I felt the work funk maybe 3 months into the job. But you know, I tried to, I didn't want to pay attention to the feeling, because like I needed the job, and I felt like I truly needed the job, because at the time my partner and I was trying to buy a home. So I mean, you also need money to show that you can afford the home. So it didn't seem like the right time to quit my job when I was going to need it to do whatever I needed to do. Which at that time, it was more important for me to find a new home than to quit my job. Because whether I'm getting an apartment or whether I'm buying a house, I need to show that I need to have some form of income coming in. It just didn't seem right to quit. But now, it's like, I can't fake the funk anymore. Like, this is just not satisfying at all. Like, I feel like I wake up and I show up to work as the lesser version of myself each and every day. And again, and maybe that's very like, not necessarily superficial, but just like very like basic in a way of like you want a wow factor. But I want to impress myself. I don't think I'm doing anything impressive. The only impressive thing that I did recently when it comes to my job is becoming a project manager, moving from an assistant to a project manager. But even then, I'm not stretching my skills like the way I want to. Like, I just really feel unfulfilled. And it's a very sucky feeling to wake up to show up someplace every day and know this is not where you belong. And again, that's why I made the reference of it's like you dated somebody and you're like, wow, we do not belong together. And again, it's going to be that it's not you, it's me. And it's like, truly, it is me. Because everything about this job is ideal. It's remote. You pay me well. I'm in my field. I'm working with the organization that's fighting for issues that affect people that look like me. And yet I'm like, nope, this isn't it. This is not it. Like, you can leave a comment in the comment section if you are experiencing something or have experienced something like I'm feeling, like you got everything that's kind of checked off of your box. In this particular situation, your box of what you want your ideal work environment to look like. You got everything that's checked off this box, and yet it still doesn't satisfy you. And a part of me feels guilty because I feel as if I'm being ungrateful. Ungrateful to God and what has been provided to me. Because I remember, and I was thinking about this yesterday, I even almost cried about it. Just like where me and my partner were the past couple of years and where we are now. It's like, how dare I doubt God, you know, like what I've been able to maneuver through, what we've been able to maneuver through. And it's like you find strength that you didn't even know you had. Like it just comes out of you. And I was thinking about that yesterday, and like I'm trying to, you know, be grateful for everything that I have, but it's hard. And I think the thing that makes it hard is because, and this is what I'm realizing now, is that the thing that makes it hard is that there have been situations in which I felt as if God was telling me, go this way. My child, go this way. And I look down that road and I'm like, I don't know, it looks very scary down that path. So I'm just going to go this way. And I feel like God has been like, okay, I told you which way to go. You didn't want to listen. You know, you're still my child, so I'm going to be there for you, but I told you which way to go. And, you know, and I feel like it's like there's one path that is, you know, God-driven and like God-centric in terms of like following your inner guide, following your, not even your passion, but following your purpose. And God is telling you, this is the way you need to go. But then you're met with societal pressures, and the societal pressures is very, you know, laid out in terms of like what you would get, what to expect, and you know, it may not be promised, but you kind of have a better understanding of what to expect. But the road that's very God-centric and purpose-driven, because it's so unique to who you are, you don't have a blueprint as to what that's going to look like. But yet the path, the societal expectation path or societal pressures path, you kind of have a blueprint. So you're like, okay, let me just go down this way because I already know what to expect. I know that when I get a 9-to-5 job, I'm going to have health insurance, and that's going to allow me to have this type of social credit and the financial stability to do this and do that and take trips and have holidays off, and have my weekends free for the most part, and all this stuff. Everything is laid out. And even though everything is laid out for a person like me, there's no challenge. Like, I don't need things to be super difficult, but I do need things to be mentally stimulating. And there's no challenge down this path of societal pressures and expectations. And yet, the unknown with the purpose path, it scares me so much that I find myself stuck. And I feel like it has scared me so much in my past because it's like certain things that I would do, I'd be like, man, I don't need to be doing this. Like, I could really be doing something else that aligns much more with just, not even, that just aligns better with just who I am as a person and who I want to be. Yeah. And I feel like, yeah, in the past, I just felt like there were situations where, like, I just knew that, this is really what I want to do. But I'd be so scared to even start that I would just jump to something else, to, like, basically as a way to distract me. And again, kind of going back to that relationship example, it's like you're dating somebody and you know that you and that person are not a good fit. So you probably break up with the person, but then you just jump to another relationship. And you just keep jumping and jumping and jumping without knowing yourself. I think the same thing goes with, like, applying for a job or working for a company. You keep jumping and jumping and jumping into these new situationships, and the answer can be just right in front of you if you just take the time to stop and just really think, like, why do I keep jumping from one person to another? Why do I keep jumping from one job to another? And so that's kind of why now it feels as if that sad feeling that you get when you're about to break up with somebody. And it's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I gotta go. I gotta go. This is not working out at all. I got to go. And I know I'm going to miss you. Maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months afterwards. But the way that I'm feeling now, it's just, this cannot work. And that's kind of like how I'm feeling right now. And it's like tomorrow I gotta show up, and it's hard, and it's getting even harder to show up because the way that I do not want to be there. I just don't want to be there. Like, nothing about it is mentally stimulating, and I feel like I am wasting away. That's what it feels like. I'm just like, I want to learn. I want to do new things, and it's like nothing is like mentally stimulating. It's just not. So I feel like, and so like now I feel like I'm stuck in between those two on like those two roles. Because again, when you find yourself, and I guess I'll just speak for me, when I find myself reflecting about where I was and where I'm at now, and everything that I want when it comes to like an employer or making money and stuff like that, and I see that the job that I currently have was the job that I prayed for. Now that the job that I currently have is the job that I actually prayed for. Like I remember praying and saying, man, I would love to just work from home so that way, I can spend more time doing this and that, and I can just do work at my own pace. And I got exactly that. And I never necessarily wanted to work in an environment where I liked my coworkers, but I actually like these people. And it's weird. It's very weird. But yeah, and so now that it's like everything that I'm praying for, that I prayed for, I'm receiving it. And now that I have it, I'm like, I realize that this isn't what I wanted. And so now I'm going back to the drawing board, like, okay, what exactly did you want then? And I think the thing that I wanted was to be in a creative environment, where I'm constantly pushing myself. If I'm not in an environment where I'm constantly being pushed and I'm being mentally stimulated, then my interest is not going to stay. And unfortunately, I worked at I worked at 4 9-to-5 jobs. And unfortunately, 9-to-5 jobs that's not necessarily in a creative space is not that mentally stimulating. Like, you go in and you do the same thing over and over again, and because of the way that the work days are set up, I feel like mediocrity or whatever, being mediocre is ideal, because there are things that you could probably finish in one day, and you just tell yourself, well, I have tomorrow to finish it, so I'll do it then. So that means that you're just creating an environment for yourself in which you're not being your best that day. You're just doing what you can to get by. And some people may be hearing this and saying, well, that's that person's problem. And like, in a way, it is that person's problem to settle for being mediocre. But when you get into these 9-to-5 work environments, being mediocre is kind of celebrated, it's kind of expected. Like, they talk about how you should respond to things because, you don't want to set the expectation that that's how things are going to work. Like, you don't want to set the expectation that you're on top of your shit, in a way. And sometimes when I hear it, I understand it. But at other times, it's just like, so we're just being half-assed because we don't want to set quality expectations for ourselves. Like, and it's not just in that I will see this in where I'm working now, but just in other 9-to-5 environments. Like, being mediocre is good. Like, when you first start off there, being exceptional is great. But when you really get into the movement or the swing into how things go, you see that, like, everybody's just being great at being mediocre. And I just feel like, and that's why I'm at the point where it's like, I gotta go. go. I'm very scared about the God-centric, purpose-driven road. I'm very scared about it because I don't know what I will see. I don't know what I will see within myself. I don't know what I will discover within myself. But the other path of societal expectations and pressures, which is very laid out, well-lit road, but it is just not fulfilling. It's really not fulfilling. And it kind of goes against how not how I see myself, but how I want to present myself to the world. Like, I don't want to just present myself with just getting by. I want to present myself as great. Like, maybe it's a Leo thing, maybe it's an African thing, maybe it's a woman thing, or maybe it's a just Miss Mo thing. I don't know. But I just want to be great. And the path that I'm going now, I don't see greatness. I don't see it, and I'm not God. But the way that I feel every day when I wake up and show up for work, I don't feel as if I'm coming as my best. And that scares me, because if I continue down this well-lit societal expectations path, I think I'm going to really work myself into a type of sadness that is going to get very, very hard to get out of. So just know that, I've talked about other changes that I'm doing, again, in that video about me graduating from school, but like I'm really trying to change some things in my life. I need to change some things in my life. So yeah, so that's why y'all going to be plugging a lot of my shit. I have my lipstick removal kit that I should be uploading. It's available for sale right now. Like, I'm really trying to try this entrepreneurial thing. Not thing. I am an entrepreneur. But I'm really trying to get fully invested in myself the way I've been fully invested in other companies and other people. So I have my lipstick removal kit. I've had my online store, which has a couple of designs that I've came up with. I've had that on my channel for since I started my channel. I've had it on there for a while now. What else do I got? I'm working on my ebook. Yeah, I'm really investing in myself and just really going hard for myself. Because what other options are there? If I fail, I don't know. The feeling of failure, I'm more optimistic about the feeling of failure now, because the feeling of being mediocre is so disgusting to me. It makes me feel like shit. Just shit. I don't have to be the best of the best at everything, but I want to know that I at least tried, and I just want to surprise myself. I want to be like, damn, bitch, yes. But I would rather feel the feeling of failure and experience that and learn from that and grow from that than the feeling of being mediocre. Because I feel like the more mediocre you are, the more mediocre you will continue to be. It's like you already hit the floor, yeah. So again, there's gonna be some changes coming in my life. I'm gonna be praying that God will continue to, because God has been guiding me so far, so far within my life, that there's no doubt that whatever I do, God will be there right by my side, leading me and guiding me each and every way. And so that's why bittersweet, but it's like I gotta go. So yeah, this was really just a random video. But like, if you ever have felt the way that I'm feeling right now, when you feel stuck with like purpose path, societal path, and you just like, which way do I go? But now you're at this point where it's like, I have to try this purpose path. Like, if I don't, the regret that's going to be, that I'm going to be surrounded by, is just going to be like so, it'll be just too much to bear. Like, let me just try this purpose path. And so, but yeah, if you ever felt the feeling that I'm feeling right now, please leave it in the comment section below. Or if you don't want everybody off in your business, you can email me at mozolainc@gmail.com. But thank you. I finished making the salad. Now it's time to eat. We're gonna eat this food. And that's about it.